Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah with Jute DIY. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm bringing you 7 high-end, beautifully decorated lemon-themed DIYs. I love how these turned out and I can't wait to put them in my home this summer. And I think some of them will even be going on my tier tray. I hope that you like them too. And if you're interested in knowing any of the things that I used in these projects, check out my description box below and that will list everything I've used. So let's get started. First, I'm going to take these like laser cut wood rounds. I don't know, they're like fruit slices. One is a citrus fruit and the other's like half a watermelon. And then this is just a crafter square round that I am also painting with the Waverly Chalk paint in the color maize. Next, I am taking a very fine detail paintbrush and I am going to add the lemon details to this, what's going to be a half a slice of lemon, but it was a half a slice of watermelon, but I changed it. So I am just adding in the white area around the rind and then the segments. And then once I get those segments in there, I am just going to kind of round them off a little bit. And then I will fill in any spaces between the yellow and where the white should be. So it'll look like segmented lemon slice. And I just pulled up pictures on Pinterest and Google to find out how I wanted to paint these little wood pieces. And with the full round one, you can actually see the laser cut on it. So you just follow what's already there and fill in the white paint. So this is how they look after they're all painted. Next, I'm going to take this. This was a square box that I bought from Walmart at Christmas time. It was an ornament and I paid like, I think 75 cents for it after Christmas. And I had actually used it in a Easter DIY. So I am just repurposing this little box for this project. But when I took apart the project from Easter time, it kind of left a mess. So I had to go back, sand it down and repaint it real quick. It was no big deal. It's very easy to do. And I am just using the Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Nantucket blue. I am obsessed with this blue. I love it to pieces and I find myself being drawn to it in all seasons. So I use it quite a bit. So I'm just going to put my frame back together with a little bit of hot glue. And then we are just going to place a full lemon slice and a half a lemon slice inside this little box. So I'm just figuring out where I kind of wanted to place them, and then I'm just going to use some hot glue and glue them right into this box. And that, my friends, is how the first project ends. I love how this turned out. I think it is so cute and would be perfect for a tier tray. Today I'm collaborating with 2 wonderful ladies. The first one is Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World. She does wonderful DIYs. If you have never checked out her channel, make sure you go check her channel out. She's also doing lemon themed DIYs today, and I will leave that video in my description box down below. She's getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already subscribed to her channel, go check her out, give her some love, and tell her that Jute DIY sent you. Okay, on to our next project. Here's that wood round that I painted previously. And we are just going to paint this to look like a lemon slice. Very easy. I am just hand painting this, but you could use some sort of a template if you wanted to. I prefer, if I can, to hand paint stuff, especially when it comes to something like this, because it's lemon. Lemons are not perfect in nature, and so I wasn't too worried about it coming out perfectly. And as a matter of fact, I think when things aren't perfect, it gives them some character. So I'm just segmenting this out and then rounding off those little top parts. And then I'll just go in and fill in that. It's like a little triangle you can kind of see. And I'll just fill that in with that white paint. And then that is all there is to this DIY. I do go I do go in and add some little seeds to a couple of the segmented pieces, and you'll see that in the picture when it pops up. And I think this is super cute and could be put anywhere. For our next DIY, this is a wood round that I found at Walmart for, I think, 97 cents. So it was a really good buy. It's a pretty decent sized round. I am not positive what size it is, but I had just painted it with the white Waverly Chalk paint, and now I am going to go in and paint 1-inch strips. So I'm using my mat here to help guide me in my inch strips. And then I'm just going to place down some painter's tape and paint this with the Nantucket blue. Peel the paint off, or the painter's tape off. And then I'm going to need to kind of hit this with a heat gun in between each of the times where I use this paint. Oh my goodness. Every time I put new painter's tape down, I am going to use my heat gun to make sure that that paint is dry before I add the painter's tape. I knew I'd get it out sooner or later. Anyhow, I'm just going to continue this painting 1-inch strips. So that each paint line is 1 inch. So my white and my blue are both 1 inch. Yeah, I don't script my videos at all, so you can definitely tell that sometimes when I'm a fumble mess with my words, but I can't script my videos. If I try to script them, it turns out even worse. So sorry, you guys don't get a scripted video and you get the real deal here. And hey, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you like what you see and hear, go down and hit that red subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified when I upload new videos. Next, I'm taking some sandpaper here and I'm just going to rub it over my wood round here, just distressing it, making it look a little more worn. Now, I had used some sandpaper that I'd evidently used black on before, and it really caused a mess. So be careful if you do that, because that will transfer onto that white. Now look, this is my mystery item. I'm turning a football into a lemon. I thought I was so clever. So I painted it with the Waverly Chalk paint in the color maize. And now I'm just going in with a little white to do some highlighting and make it look a little shiny, I guess. And then I'm gonna take, this is a pick that I bought from the Dollar Tree. And I thought these leaves looked kind of like lemon leaves. I don't know. I live in Washington. We don't grow lemons here. So I really actually have never seen a lemon tree. But I'd guess that's kind of what the leaves would look like. That's kind of what the pictures look like. So I cut the bigger plastic bit on the leaf off, but it still was making my lemon sit funny. So I just added that pineapple piece underneath. It was part of that wood pack. And I just glued that right on underneath the lemon there. Not a football. So here's a look at how this turned out. What do you think? So the second person that we're collabing with today is Elizabeth from Southern G Moore Gals. Her channel is fantastic. She does fabulous DIYs, and I really think that you should go check her channel out if you haven't yet before. She's a super sweet personality, and I just love her DIYs. So go check her out as well. Her lemon themed DIYs will be in my description box down below. Okay, for the next DIY, I'm taking one of these wood tags that I bought from Walmart for 77 cents. I painted the top part of it white, and then I'm going in with the maize on the bottom part. The recessed area, I guess you would call that. So what do you think about using footballs as lemons? I think that's kind of a cool idea. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use footballs for lemons. I'm sure it's been done before, but I can't say that I've ever seen it. Let me know what you think about footballs for lemons. So I am doing a garland here. So I painted 4 big beads with the Nantucket blue, 4 big beads with the maize, and I think 10 little beads with the white. So I am just adding another one of those pineapples on the back of this lemon slice. I just broke off the top pokey parts of that pineapple and then just glued it right to the back of the lemon, just to give it a little dimension so it's not sitting so flat on the tag. And then I decided that it needed some of those Nantucket blue stripes. So I am just using some washi tape here to mark off a couple of lines. And I am not measuring this out, I'm eyeballing this. So if that's not your jam, definitely, measure it out, get it perfectly even if that is what you like. So we are all unique and we all like different things. So I'm just painting those blue strips with the Nantucket blue. And I think that added just the perfect element to that tag. So now I'm just gonna string on my beads. My suggestion is don't paint your beads on a paper towel. They kind of stick. But I did white, yellow, white, blue, and then continued that pattern until I was out of beads. So now I'm gonna go ahead and keep my needle on my twine while I do this part because I just think it's easier. So I just thread my twine through, and then I'm just gonna create a knot right there at the top. I want my bead to come right down to the very top of the tag, and then I'll just add 2 knots, right like so. Then I'll pull it tight to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm gonna go back up into, I don't know, 4 or 5 beads, I guess. And that way, when I'm done with my garland, I can clip that end and hide that end so it's not poking out anywhere. And it just gives it a cleaner, more finished look. So then I'll push all the beads nice and tight down onto the tag so that there's no gaps in the beads at all. And then I'm just going to create my tassel attached to, you know, just right there at the end. So I'm just going to wrap that around my finger a few times. I don't even know how many times, however many you like. And then I thought I was just gonna tie it around right here, like create the little poofy part right there, but I decided that I didn't think that that was gonna be very secure. So I went ahead and pulled off a bigger or a longer strand of twine. And then I'm just gonna tie that at the very top towards that last bead. And then I'm just gonna wrap one of those strands around my tassel to create that poofy part, and then I'll just tie it off. And then give it a haircut. And that is how I do my beaded tassels, or like, you know, tag tassel, whatever you wanna call them. And here is how that turned out. I just love the blue and yellow together. I think it is such a cute combo. So for our next DIY, this one is super simple. I'm just gonna take some fabric. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna fold it in half so I've got 2 layers, and then I'm gonna trace that football 3 times. And then I'm gonna cut it out. And these are my strictly fabric scissors. So they are nice and sharp. And then once I get it all cut out, I am going to flip it around so that the wrong sides are together. And then I'm going to run a hot glue, like a bead of hot glue, about 1/8 of an inch in from the edge. Now, if you want to do it right on the edge, you totally can, or if you want to go in further, like 1/4 of an inch or so, you can definitely do that too. Or if you want to make them bigger or smaller, these are really customizable. And you could change the colors of your fabric too. Like different patterns of yellows would be really cute. So I'm going to hot glue all the way around until I leave about probably should leave like a little more than 1 inch opening. I don't think I left that much. But here I am just using my scissors to just cut little bits along that edge. So basically I'm cutting up to the glue line. So you don't want to cut through the glue, otherwise your stuffing will fall out. But you can cut up to that glue line, and then it gives this really cute little edge to your lemon. So then I'm just gonna stuff a little bit of polyfill in there. And you could use anything to stuff these with. You could use cotton balls or old pillows or scrap pieces of fabric or yarn or whatever you got. So I'm just pushing that in, and I'm using the pencil because the sharp end of the pencil worked really good. So then I'm going to, after I secure that up, I'm going to cut that area, and then I'm just going to use my scissors to kind of rub along the edge just to give it a little, I want it to look more frayed and worn and cute. So then I'm going to take some of this fabric here. This is just fabric I had on hand. It is like a green buffalo check, and I am freehanding out a leaf. So if you don't think you could freehand a leaf, you could definitely, you know, go online and find a leaf you like and, you know, print it out and then trace it. So I didn't put any stuffing in the leaf. I just hot glued it together, and then I'm going around the edge with the little cuts, just like I did the lemon, but it doesn't have any filling in it. And then I'm just gonna hot glue those together. And I did end up putting a little bow on each of my lemons. And here is a look at how these turned out. I think these are gonna look adorable on my tier tray. So here's another one of those footballs that I painted yellow, and I was out of black vinyl, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna suck it up and I'm gonna write this out. So I did use a pencil at first to write my words out to make sure that they were where I wanted them, and then I'm just going over them with a black paint marker, and then I am going to take a little bit of white paint and just give that a little shine on the top there. And then this basket I got from Hobby Lobby for about 70 cents, I think. And I just painted it with the Rust-Oleum, I believe it's Nantucket blue and Rust-Oleum. And I am putting one of these buffalo check scarves from the Dollar Tree inside the little basket. And I'm gonna hot glue this right on top, on the front here. And so I'm going to kind of play around with this fabric. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do exactly, but then I just kind of ended up just like, you know, putting it in there. And these lemons are from the Dollar Tree. They're the bigger ones. And then this little bag here comes with a few different sizes, and I got that one from Hobby Lobby. I think I paid $3.50 for that bag. And then I'm just going to tuck in some of these green leaves around the basket. And here's a look at how this turned out. I love this, and I think it is just super adorable. So for our final DIY, we are going to take another one of these footballs. This one is a little bit bigger than the other two. And again, I am just writing out Sweet Summer. So kind of using a little bit of a thicker paint on my downstrokes there for the sweet, just to give it some interest. And then summer. So then I'm also going to go in with my white paint, and I'm going to give this a little bit of shine, just so it's got a little bit of a cute quality. Makes it look a little more dimensional than just one color flat. So then I found this little box at my Goodwill, and I painted it with that Rust-Oleum color, or that Rust-Oleum Nantucket blue. And then I'm going to take a couple of these leaves, and I'm just going to hot glue them to my lemon here. And then I'm just going to hot glue this lemon to the front of my box. Now my box here, I have some napkins and plates and party supplies, but you could definitely put like some florals or some other cute things in there. So to finish this off, I am taking some of this lemon ribbon, and I am just going to run it across the top of my little box. I don't know what, I guess it's a little box. Toolbox. And I'm just going to use some hot glue to attach that down. And here is a look at how this turned out. I think this is super adorable and will be perfect for summer. So thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for just watching. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you go check out Jackie and Elizabeth. And I hope you have a happy, healthy, and blessed day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.